Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel, an everyday encounter in ordinary life with an Aspie. Pretty much this one is basically going to be talking about, obviously, the topic about the social behaviours or subconscious social behaviours that hasn't been indoctrinated. As you know, basically, many of us may feel like that we obviously feel like we've been discriminated against or have been judge upon anything that we say or do, and that we feel that we are going the wrong way about it no matter what it is. And that, you know, I feel this sometimes in this retrospect, some people, no offense, needs to take a look at their own backyards and actually stop judging or criticizing others that they're in the wrong when they know that sometimes they're in the wrong, even if they are in that denial stage. Discrimination, to me, however, shouldn't have to be in our dictionary vocabulary, however. But yet, sadly, it does, however, exist today, more than ever. And I wanted to explore more for myself into the way how society may think, as well as others may think about, you know, this democracy, about basically discrimination and the judgment of others, you know, around us. Even though, as we know, basically, I believe that sometimes the media takes it up from this, as well as making out all these false messages of false hope and whatnot to make basically of the fault of how people may think. And that, even though, yes, okay, many people are just at fault in general, because obviously, as they say, choices that people make, however, is based on them, and obviously no matter what those choices are, I guess that in some retrospect that, you know, as they say, opinions are arseholes. If, like someone said to me in the circle, which I'm hoping that if my parents were watching this, they can forgive me on how I'm speaking on this, but it's just based on the truth here of what I want to address to you all today. But then again, regardless of this, many of us do tend to follow what the messages shared on the bulletin boards or in the social media, how we should think, act or do, regardless what it may be, you know. But then sometimes some of the people around us, especially me included, we tend to be too prideful or stubborn, or just to the point that, as I said, we feel that we're not at fault, and basically we don't think of the consequences later, no matter what we've done or said. Sometimes we can't take back the words that has been said, even if we are in a hot rage with somebody, be it our loved one, be it our friend, be it our, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, the like, you know, that it comes to that point that we need to realise that some of the consequences that follow, we need to be the one holding up to that accountability for our own actions, thoughts and whatnot. Sometimes with these consequences, however, it will obviously affect the future. So, like someone said to me, you can't always change the past, but in the present, blah, blah, blah. But I look at it as, in some ways, if you sit down and look at what you've done in the past, not dwell on it as such, but just look at it, and then if you think something is repeating in that present time, be it whatever it may be, you think it's going around the same thing, be it if it's someone that is involved with you, be it a partner, friend, whatever. So sit down, take a moment and think of what you can do to actually change this so that your future doesn't get ruined. Some of the messages, pretty much, or even the thoughts that start to create self-doubt and insecurities about ourselves, and bringing out the assumptions as well as the insecurities or judgments on others without realising it before it's too late. The assumptions, however, as well as the judging of others of the personality and our appearance, is a classic one. Obviously, like for example, many people tend to think people that are overweight may eat more than us that are slim and skinny. And then another one is like, if we're slim and skinny to the point where, you know, people look at us and they can almost see bone on us, that they tend to think that we're anorexic, you know. The list goes on, even though many people just doesn't want to take the time of day just to get to know us, regardless what it may be, you know. And then it's a mission for us that we have to do to profile people, you know, in a sense, to at least maybe fit in to a certain criteria, be it, like I said, a certain size maybe, or a certain look, or a certain title that has to fit into this category. but then when we try to fit into that kind of thing, it's like, how we say it, we should fit into their individual standards, you know, of some kind. I am guilty of this too, as I said before. You know, I have been shape-shifting so much, and sometimes I go about it backwards of how people may work in order to fit in and blend in. Which, you know, many of us autistics, if any of you that has been following or watching my channel is an autistic, I find it hard to blend in and fit in. So therefore, I thought to myself, let me be the black sheep amongst the white sheep, be different, you know, stand out from the rest and try and forget what others may think about me in the long run, you know. As I said before though, I profile people or character build around people as I watch how others talk, act and think in the environment I am in, and then I may go with what I thought was appropriate at that time. Yes, it can be a misgiving, however, or what have you, to a point where, you know, many people may misread me, misunderstand me, or vice versa. I may misread them or misunderstand them, hence what I said before. I overanalyze sometimes to a point. I may read black and white, or shall we say, I read between the lines of certain things that may have been said to me, and then it causes a bit of conflict to a point where, you know, some people just give up on me and just want to walk the other way. That's fine. They made that choice, however, you know, even though, like I said, so many people to this day are still guilty of obviously making the assumption about me that I may not know what I'm talking about, but then again, hello, I know what I'm talking about, even though many people still to this day also talk me down as if I'm a little kid to a age appropriate, you know, language. You know, that irks me. It hurts to the point where I try to hide that fact. It hurts me, you know, of certain things that you guys may say and do towards me. Hence why, like again, I'm here to share my stories, life experiences, and obviously give you a key understanding how to actually treat me, you know, as a person. I guess in a sense, I hear you all maybe thinking or saying to yourself, why not be yourself around others, Kieran? I have and I am being myself right now while I am socializing with you. I get to know the person and start to layer by layer to see who and what you are as a person. Sometimes I go, like I said, too deep into their skin, making them mad at me. Yet I hope you will understand after sharing some of yous my thoughts and life experiences that some of that assumption or misgivings, whatever you want to label it as, will disappear from it and actually gain a bit of mutual respect and knowledge of about us as a person if I'm an autistic and you're a normal person and how you guys work, whatever it may be. Yes, I guess nobody is the same, however, you know, as we are all differently, and I know that we shouldn't be all made up in the same DNA makeup. I just can't imagine if there was another one of me running around, it'll probably drive me insane, however, you know. I feel, however, also that the society, most people have a personality disorder. Yet also that needs to be adjusted. That people in today's society are being split into two. So, into certain categories and molds that many people are, that may see black and white, then they idolize and devalue people of any kind. For example, as again, as I said clearly before, people that are thin, they may label us as autistic, like anorexic. Pardon me. Another one, people being big, obesity, eat too much, or whatever other label that I hear about. Another one there, even though, an afterthought though with that is that when the person who's overweight or skinny say that they are healthy and they eat regularly and exercise regularly, as they know how to look after themselves better by just, you know, doing more what they do based on their actions and motivation and whatnot, no matter what. I know for a fact some people that are overweight, no offense to anybody that's watching, some of them do feel insecure about themselves, and some of them just keeps moping around thinking that, you know, they should feel sorry for themselves, and hopefully others will follow suit. But if they change their way of thinking up there about their weight or what have you, then maybe, you know, something else will change within themselves. I've lost my plot here, what I'm saying. With that in mind though, however, we can also think that despite people that are older than us having type 2 diabetes and how they got there is their fault. As I said, you know, many people just dwelling on their, you know, thoughts about being big, then they can't do anything about it, which in fact they can actually change themselves to motivate themselves. They just need to get off their behind and actually change their way of thinking like any one of us, and actually find something that will motivate them to actually to the point that will hopefully inspire them to actually change. And hopefully, even if it does take weeks, months, years for them to lose that weight, but then again, you know, they'll thank themselves later to live a healthier life. Yet, however, sometimes we do need to look in the mirror to see what we could do to change ourselves, or, you know, to be being happy, confident, or just to remove any way of thinking based on our own insecurities. Another thing is to address to you all though, is to question you right now though, while I'm sitting here talking about this topic, is basically, how to word this nicely. Have you ever stopped to think about your attitude thinking of that particular person that you have labelled or prejudged? Another common example here, for example, is a woman for an ideal size instead of a size 0 or a size 8 or whatever. You know, really, we know that this can't happen. We need, dream on, you know, this isn't the real world. As I said before in one of my series, I think it was in the beauty series of image reflection, that every female is different in a different form, shape, size, or whatever. You know, every woman has their reasonings behind why this is, you know, of what size they are in there. Some may blame it on their, you know, genes, some might blame it on their hereditary experiences, some might blame it on their medication, some may blame it on whatever, but in reality we need to just hopefully see the real true facts, what's actually causing that problem, whatever it may be. We need to realise also, however, based on the size 0, size 8 example of females, you know, being that figure that guys would like, or guys would like us with bigger boobs and, you know, bigger bust or whatever, I mean, big bottoms, depending on, you know, I might be speaking about, like what someone said, about the minority of the guys, but bear with me. What I'm trying to address to you all is that, however, we know this is a matter of fact wrong way of actually thinking it. This is too unrealistic expectations you're putting upon us females. You know, us females can be bad enough as well, wanting what we want from a guy, you know, be it whatever it is, you know, a body tan with six-pack abs, or a badass boy with tats all over them, with heavy cladded, you know, piercings, or just like cladded piercings in some places. I won't address where, but, you know, you get the point. Yet again, some of this, many people may think we're attention seekers regardless of what the society and people around us may think of us. Many of us are saying or trying to show that we are sane, however. For this example, like I'm saying, it's like if I'm angry and frustrated at one point, or I'm having that meltdown stage where it's getting so overwhelming, whatever it may be it for a classic example, if I'm dealing with customers in a store like I have in the past, or not just customers in the store, but just with clients in general, and it's getting to the point as, you know, with people in all directions talking at me, be it like one's yelling at me, and then another one's is upset, I'm trying to read their verbal cue or body language, and then another one is just basically, or shall we say, another example there is while I'm dealing with that is like, the phone starts to ring and everything else, and it's just like, oh, it's to the point that I'm at that meltdown stage, and many people may think it's a tantrum and attention-seeking like behaviour. Like again, as I said in one of my videos, stop right there, remove that. It's not. It's just my classic day of obviously having a meltdown. Like anyone, I'm guessing, regardless on the autistic spectrum or not, to speak for myself that, you know, it's a meltdown. Clearly a meltdown. Every meltdown has a different stage and phase of it, be it whatever type it is as well. extremity levels of an intensity of how high it will go for autistics or just people in general that can handle their meltdowns, regardless what it is, you know. And many people may also think, despite those meltdown stages, I'm crazy, loopy, I'm mental, whatever level mentality, that needs to, again, be stopped. Another one is that I'm in so much pain, or some people assume that just because I'm having this meltdown stage, I'm being a typical spoiled brat, or a brat in general, that can't get her own way. Okay, maybe there is a point there, it can be true, but then again, I don't always get my way, obviously, because obviously when I have that temper meltdown and I feel so frustrated and I feel that nobody is listening, I want to scream, even though my inside of me is telling me to hold back, you know, because it's not the right time, right place and everything else, because it will embarrass me or what have you, due to the misunderstanding, misgivings of what people may think about me, sort of thing. And it's just like, irks me, you know. Again, regardless of what I'm sharing with you here, some of this needs to stop right now. You know, it excuse my term, I'm going to say here, it fucks me off, or pisses me off. Even though, let's be real here, with these meltdowns, yes, okay, my moods do change from time to time, like a little, imagine, light bulb switch that's inside of me, or what have you, and then it comes to the point where, if I'm having a bad day or whatever, I'm hearing the words, poor Kieran, what can we do to make you feel better? Or just some pathetic talk that doesn't sound empathetic enough to the point where you can just sit down with me or drag me out of that scenario where if someone knows my classic signs of my meltdown, just not pull me away, but actually excuse myself from that situation and actually maybe take me to a quieter room, sit down, have a cup of coffee, talk to me, and all that, you know, and put themselves out of the way and put me first, you know. And it's like basically what I share with you lot. If something happens, I'm the same. I'll put myself on the back burner and actually focus on that person, you know, putting my clothes off, you know, well, not clothes, my other hat off and actually put another one on. And then I get the questions of, why is Kieran acted this way? You know, can't she just control it? You know, and all that. Yes, I can control my meltdowns to a point, but it doesn't mean for you guys nitpicking at me and actually laugh at me, whatever. It just drives me, you know. Another one is also, when you feel you need to act a certain way or crave for more attention to feel accepted and wanted from others, this could be reverse discrimination, which I'm hoping to discuss more how reverse discrimination works on me later on in the piece. But one of the biggest peeve for me at the moment is, like I'm sharing with you all, that when people are down and out, they will profile them as dumb, pathetic, stupid, uneducated, and the like. This one really infuriates me, as well as some other peeves, but I won't try to stress them all to you in this just one piece, but you get the drill, hopefully, from what I'm sharing with you. Yeah, with people with higher education and more than that, people make mistakes too, right? Well, I do think so. No one in this world is perfect. Gotta remember that. Yet many of us strive for perfection, no matter what it may be. You know, some people in society do some character profiling most of the time with the indoctrination and a heavy dark veil of empowerment, lack of understanding and knowledge for the ability of us to try and think for ourselves and to at least be ourselves, dimpling into our own character and personality, no matter what it may be, with our own objectives based on our everyday and multifaceted opinions of others to what they think about anything and everything around us. And their own reach as well, however. But what we see and think, however, we tend to absorb it and take it into our sensory system and how we relate it. This isn't just autistic people in general. It can be for the normal, neurotypical people that does it as well. We don't usually filter out everything, but some of us do on the autism spectrum disorder chain. We do filter some thoughts and feelings. And then when some of us autistic too tend to think outside the box, we may not be able to blend in or fit in, like I said, you know, based on people's way of thinking and more, yet we do take everything at face value. We think objectively, and that most of the time people attack us for doing the wrong thing or not doing anything right, saying anything right to them, to the point where you again get discriminated against or just get judged upon it. Again, this is like a never-ending battle and struggles for many of us on the autistic spectrum. Well, for the autistics, however. How I look at it, however, and some people, not all, if they want to or choose to, need to have a leap and look into our books and world around us more often, however, so that hopefully it doesn't create all these misgivings and misjudgment calls. Many people think objectively doesn't assume or profile anyone in general. Just be aware that doing this in the first place, the judgment happens as well as that discrimination going on. We all judge, and then I say I used to, and now trying to be in most people's shoes to understand everyone in my circle, regardless who it is. Even though, like I said, the social media is a powerful tool and has the power over almost anything in life if we choose it. Media is like on fire, like a double-edged sword, as we can act like angels or demons, and up to us how we look at most of the situations in our lives that we face. Then the media can also be used out to indoctrinate, heighten some awareness, and to raise an understanding of what is used in the right way, so that we can view things in a different light and beyond many boxes on sort of thing in that way. My point, what I wanted to make here today before I end this is, though, however, to you all is, like, we need to think beyond the boxes or behind those boxes, forward thinking, to at least be in someone else's shoes, to stop and think instead of assuming that, you know, everyone is the same, especially for us classic autistics having our classic meltdowns, depending on what stage and level we're at on those, you know, and we need to stop, you know, our assumptions and thinking based on people's appearances, how they think, how they speak, how they talk. You know, we need to create a positive change by removing everything in our reach that has been creating that negativity on all levels in life. So that ends basically the part on the subconscious social behaviours that are obviously indoctrinated. Please give me the thumbs up for the like. Basically, guys, also just the thumbs up for support. Comment below or comment in my AspieAnswersAll. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, basically, if you need to. And also, feel free to message me if you need to. If you want some everyday topics that you feel in your heart for me to share, sort of thing. So, and all further ado, feel free to share these videos with your family and friends to create the awareness and understanding. So until next time, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you all soon.